Hello students, Rakesh sir here. Before beginning physics of standard 12th, wish you all the best and may you, for the new academic year, and may you come out with flying colors. We begin with the first unit, which comprises of first three chapters of electricity. We shall start with the first one, that is electric charges and fields. Weightage of this chapter in the board exam is about 7 marks. We first study the concept of electric charge today and its existence by considering several examples and experiences in our daily life. We try to understand the word static electricity by several examples. You would have heard a crackling sound when we take off woolen sweaters, or in the case of synthetic clothes, or like a polyester sari, or in the case of a polyester sari. In the case of natural example, like lightning during thunderstorms, electric discharge is the lightning that we see in the sky during thunderstorms. We also experience a sensation of minor electric shock while opening the door of a car or holding the iron bar of a bus. We can also consider other examples like metal knob of a metallic door, metal handle of a refrigerator, or in the case of a metal wire on which wet clothes are hanged. All these examples you can note down by keeping a notebook along with you. Certain important words I will be speaking about which you can note down along with me, and that will be important from the examination point of view. Now, what is the reason for this minor shock? This is because discharge of electric charges through our body which were accumulated. Accumulated means to gather all the charges at one place due to rubbing of insulating surfaces. This is due to generation of static electricity. What? Now the word static, what does it mean? Static means stationary. Charges are lying at rest. The branch of physics, lying at rest, and they do not move or change with time. In short, they are not mobile. The branch of physics in which we deal with the study of forces, fields and potentials arising from static charges is called electrostatics. Important for objective. Now we try to understand the concept of electric charge. And before going to this concept, in the colloquial language we can say that electricity is the mother of technology because it provides us human comfort. Electrical energy can be stored easily and can be transferred to another form. To understand the electric charge, it's a historic fact that umber was rubbed with silk cloth and it attracted light objects, which was first found in Greece. The name electricity is coined from the Greek word electron, and that's why in the spelling it is K, meaning umber. Many materials on rubbing could attract light objects like straw, pith balls and bits of papers. Pith balls means they are small spongy balls. You can compare it with that of citrus fruits like small oranges or lemons. Now we try to study one activity which can be done at home. Cut out long thin strips of white paper and lightly iron them. Then you take them near a TV screen or computer monitor. You will find that the strips get attracted to the screen. For a while they will remain stuck. Now we try to understand the concept of electric charge through by two demonstration experiments. Experiment 1, which is demonstrated diagrammatically in figure 1.1 besides in part A, B and C respectively. In the first case, if two glass rods are rubbed with wool or silk cloth and then they are brought close to each other, it is found that they repel each other. But the two strands of silk cloth with which the rods were rubbed, they also repel. But the glass rod and wool attract each other. Same thing is visualized in the second figure B when two plastic rods are rubbed with cat's fur. Here also the two plastic rods repel each other, but the plastic rod attracts the fur. Plastic rod attracts the fur. Now in the last case, the one plastic rod is there and another is glass rod. Both are of different materials, as a result of which the plastic rod attracts the glass rod and repel wool with which the glass rod is rubbed, and the glass rod repels the fur. So this gives us the idea that both the bodies are electrified. Experiment 2, which is demonstrated diagrammatically in the second horizontal line in figure D, E and F respectively. Now in this, the plastic rod, glass rod and two small pith balls are taken. In the first case, that is figure D, if a plastic rod is rubbed with fur and made to touch two small pith balls means polystyrene balls, and as I explained earlier, that very small spongy balls are suspended by silk or nylon thread, then the balls repel each other. Same thing is seen in the figure E also, or similar effect is found when two glass rods are taken. When a glass rod is taken, same effect is found as figure D. Now in the last case, that is figure F, a dramatic observation has been found, and in this case the pith ball touching the glass rod and another pith ball touching the plastic rod both get attracted towards each other. Now, by careful studies by different scientists and series of experiments, it was concluded that only two kinds of an entity exist, which is called the electric charge. All the bodies which we have seen in the experiments get electrified That is, they acquire an electric charge on rubbing. So, two kinds of electrification. One is like charges repel, and second is unlike charges attract each other. All these demonstration experiments show that the charges are transferred from the rods to the pith balls on contact. On contact word is important. That is, the pith balls are electrified. Another word, charged by contact. The property which differentiates the two kinds of charges is called the polarity of charge. The word polarity suggests positive charge and negative charge. We try to understand with another example about the polarity of charge. When a glass rod is rubbed with silk, the rod acquires one kind of charge and the silk acquires another kind of charge. After getting electrified, and when they are brought closer in contact, the two bodies no longer attract each other. Of course, after when they are electrified. Thus, we can say that the charges acquired after rubbing are lost. That is important, when the charged bodies are brought in contact with each other. This shows that unlike charges acquired by the objects neutralize or nullify each other's effect. Nullify means cancel. Hence, the charges were named as positive and negative by the American scientist Benjamin Franklin. You can remember that much. Important for objective. That is, when we add a positive number to a negative number of the same magnitude, the sum is 0. As for example, we take plus 5 and minus 5. That is 5 plus of bracket minus 5, called algebraic sum, is always equal to 0. Conventionally, in this particular example, the charge on glass rod or cat's fur is called positive, and that on plastic rod or silk is termed as negative. If an object possesses an electric charge, it is said to be electrified or charged. It's quite clear. The word in short, the word electrified means the body is already charged. When it has no charge, it is said to be electrically neutral. Neutral means that is chargeless. From all those ideas, we conclude the term electric charge. Of course, it is difficult to define the word electric charge, but we can precisely write it like this. Hence, electric charge is a fundamental intrinsic property. Fundamental intrinsic property due to which a force acts. That is, in our mind, we can explain our mind like this, that is hidden force, which is the electric force. Hence, we can say that electric charges are the foundation stones of electricity. We can regard proton as positively charged and electron as negatively charged. They are of same magnitude but opposite in nature. Now next topic, that is of electroscope. The apparatus used to detect charge on a body is known as electroscope. Here we study special kind of electroscope, that is gold leaf electroscope. Figure is given besides the explanation. We see its construction. This kind of electroscope consists of a vertical metal rod which is kept in a box having two thin gold leaves attached to its bottom end, of course bottom end of the box. Now when a charged object touches the metal knob at the top of the rod, charge flows on to the leaves and they diverge. That is, leaves diverge. The degree of divergence is an indicator of the amount of charge. Very important sentence. This means that more divergence, more charges would be present. Now, one activity is that to prepare a simple electroscope. Here we have to take a thin aluminum curtain rod which is kept in a glass bottle shown diagrammatically in figure 1.2 in B figure. The lower end of the rod is inserted through cork in the bottle, and the lower end, on the lower end you have to fold a small thin aluminum foil about 6 cm in length almost. I have labeled it in the diagram besides this in figure B. And this aluminum foil has to be attached to the flattened end of the rod by cellulose tape. A paper scale may also be kept in advance to measure the separation of leaves. The separation is a rough measure of the amount of charge on the electroscope. A very important sentence. This means that the aluminum foils below at the bottom end of the glass bottle act as leaves, which I have represented besides the diagram. More separation, more amount of charges will be present. This working of electroscope can be compared to another example with that of white paper strips which we use for seeing the attraction of charged bodies. This is shown in the figure 1.3, especially in B part figure and C part figure. Open the strip and iron it lightly with the mountain fold up. Mountain fold up, a special kind of fold up, is shown in part B of figure 1.3, which I have labeled besides the figure. We notice that two halves move apart, which is shown in figure C. This shows that the strip has acquired charge on ironing lightly. You have to iron lightly the paper strips before you fold them. This example can again be compared with that in the case of leaf electroscope, and the same effect is seen in the leaf electroscope. On charging the curtain rod by touching the ball end, that is the upper end, with an electrified body, charge is transferred to the aluminum foil, and the house of the foil gets similar charge, and therefore they repel each other. The divergence in the leaves depends on the amount of charge on them. Important sentence. Means again, more divergence of the leaves, then more amount of charge seems to be present there. Now we try to understand why material bodies acquire charge, or how do they acquire charge. We know that matter is composed of atoms or molecules, atoms and molecules. The examples of electric forces will be found in the cases, in the examples where forces that hold the molecules together or atoms together in a solid, the adhesive force of glue, forces associated with surface tension, all are electrical in nature. Hence we can say that the electric force is all pervasive. Pervasive means it is widely, the idea is widely spread, or it is prevalent. Next point, to electrify, so all examples have been studied. Now we come to the conclusion of charging a body. To electrify a neutral body, we need to add or remove one kind of charge. That is, in the case of solids, some of the electrons which are less tightly bound in the atom are transferred from one body to the other. This is because why electrons only and not protons? An argument can be held like this. This is because electrons are weakly bound outside the nucleus of the atom, revolving in different orbits, while protons are positively charged particles bound inside the nucleus, and hence it is only the electrons which migrate from one body to the other. Hence, a body can be positively charged by losing some of its electrons. Some of its electrons, not all. And a body can be charged negatively by gaining electrons. In the case of the example of a glass rod rubbed with silk, the silk cloth gets negatively charged because it acquires the negative charge, and the rod donates the electrons. So we can say donates means it is positively charged. No new charge is created in the process of rubbing. All the number of electrons do not get transferred, but only a very small fraction of the total number of electrons in the material get transferred to the other body. Only the less tightly bound electrons in a material body can be transferred from it to another body by the phenomenon of rubbing. Rubbing is important. Therefore, when a body is rubbed with another body, the two bodies get charged. But this is possible only in certain pairs of materials. And the phenomenon of rubbing is also important to charge the two bodies. That's all for today. Next time we shall start with the new topic, new idea, that is conductors and insulators. Okay, this was.